So the three times beaten finalist over the last three World Championships, Lee Chong-wei, getting his campaign off to a flying start here in Jakarta. Next up will be mixed doubles, then we'll turn our attention to men's singles again, women's singles, which features, of course, the defending champion, Carolina Marin, against T Jing-yi. And then another women's singles and a former world junior champion, Okuhara, against Pontip Ranapras. So some interesting matches coming up, but as you can see, our next match, we turn our attention to mixed doubles. And it's the number 11 seeds, Praveen Jordan and Debby SUSANTO, up against the Australian pair of Robin Middleton and Leanne CHOO. I'm Jill Clark, thanks to Paul Hand and Jesper Larsen. I'm sitting alongside former Danish head coach, Steen Petersen, and we will be guiding you through the next three matches. Now, looking at this part of the draw, and you can see that Middleton and CHOO already played a match. That was yesterday. Beat Kevin Lee and Rachel Honderich from Canada, and beat them in 2 straight games, as you can see, and seeded Praveen Jordan and Debby SUSANTO bye in the first round for them, as indeed all the seeds in the mixed doubles discipline. So day 2 of competition here at the 22nd World Badminton Championships, the 3rd time that it's been staged, not just in Indonesia, but this Istora Stadium. And just listen to the reaction from the home players coming into the arena. Praveen Jordan and Debby SUSANTO, followed by Robin Middleton and Leanne CHOO. Well, of course, Middleton now representing Australia, formerly of England. In fact, he was born in England and represented England in 3 World Championships. Should have been 4, but the entire England team pulled out of the World Championships in 2009 in Hyderabad. He was part of that team. So this, for Middleton, only the 2nd time that he has been representing Australia at the World Championships. Of course, he played men's doubles in Copenhagen with Ross Smith, lost in the round of last 32 to the eventual gold medalists. So a vastly experienced player is Robin. But the Indonesians seeded number 11, and there's a very good reason why they're seeded number 11. They are a pair that only came together at the beginning of last year at the Malaysian Superseries event, and since then they've been in 3 finals and got their world ranking currently at 11, but they got inside the top 10. They were as high as 9, 1 week from the 30th of April. And their win-loss record for the year, well, I can tell you they've been in 2 finals from 11 tournaments. They won gold at the recent Southeast Asian Games. And for Debby SUSANTO, the 26-year-old from Palembang, that was her 2nd consecutive gold in the mixed doubles discipline at the Southeast Asian Games, having won gold previously with Mohamed Rijal. Of course, her partner is a little younger than her, Praveen Jordan, just 22 years of age, from Bontang in Kalimantan in Borneo. And Robin Middleton, well, he's the oldest player on court at the age of 30. Born in Leeds, but now living and representing Australia. Well, he and his partner have also enjoyed success this year because they became the Oceania champions. The event this year played in Auckland, and as the number 2 seeds, they won the gold medal, beating Oliver Leighton-Davis in the final. So, not seeded, the Australian pair, left-handed Leanne CHOO, 24 years of age, born in Adelaide. And this will be the first meeting between the 2 pairs. And Steen, of course, you've got one pair that regularly play the Super Series in the Indonesians, and the other pair, well, there's a geographical problem for players from Australia and New Zealand. You've got to travel so far to get anywhere in the world to play international events.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen a number of these encounters in the first day of the tournament, and it seems like the advantage is quite big for the ones who has this Super Series experience.
But I guess the fact that Middleton and CHOO, there we are, that's confirmation that they played round one yesterday. And I think the fact that they've already played one match in this stadium an advantage to them.
Yeah, that should help them. That should help them. But they're playing Indonesia in a position, and we must expect that they are pretty used to playing and practicing in this hall. So definitely an experience ahead of the Australians, but I think they're in for a tough time.
So our court officials,
ladies and
Satyawan Mahadu from Mauritius and
Debby,
our service judge from
and
Thailand.
on my left, Leanne, Robin Middleton. Leanne to serve to Praveen Jordan. Level, left. Service over, 1-love. Service over, 1-all. Service fault called.
Oh, service fault called. Struck above the waist, says our service judge, Chitarut Tangkarapat from Thailand. Oh, good work from Debby SUSANTO.
3-1.
And it's interesting to me, Steen, you know, the Indonesian mixed doubles pair here, both of them absolutely concentrating on the mixed doubles discipline. We see in so many other players from around the world, they play level doubles and mixed doubles, but they have specialised 100% on the mixed.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to specialize. Let's see what's happening here. The umpire is calling for the referee.
Now,
I didn't really see what happened.
yeah, what's... Sorry, I was not paying attention there, Steen. What on earth was going on? Did you see?
No, I didn't see it. It was on the request of Praveen Jordan.
Maybe somebody taking flashlight photography,
Yeah.
or I'm not quite sure.
So.
Yeah.
4-1.
Okay, we're all ready to resume. 4-1.
And speaking of
Service
specializing, I mean, I think the players, the disciplines, they become more and more different. The skills are different. The ones you need in mixed doubles and men's doubles and mixed doubles and ladies doubles. So you have to be very, very sort of, what's it called, versatile to be able to play both categories.
Yeah. Well, it just shows how the sport of badminton has really developed and progressed since the World Championships first came into existence in 1977. Years ago, it wasn't unusual at all for players to play singles and doubles and mixed doubles.
And there is players here in this World Championship playing both singles and doubles, which is very unusual, and we hardly ever see it on a Super Series level. But because this is a World Championship, and there's also players in this tournament who normally play lower tier tournaments. They tend to play both mixed and doubles and singles.
Yeah. Oof. Well, slightly off balance as he played that smash, but it's one of his trademarks, isn't it? He's got a thunderous smash, Praveen Jordan.
6.
Oh, it's just long.
That was lucky that he didn't hit that one.
Over.
Yeah, he didn't mean to miss it.
3.
I think there's a lot of tension with some of the Indonesian players here in the first rounds of the World Championships.
8.
They're playing on home ground, and they really want to do well. So doing well is not being in trouble in the first or the second round. And I think that creates some tension with some of the players. We saw Maria Feber-Kunsunastudi earlier lose the first round in at least her first match in women's singles, and I also think they're a little bit hesitating and just needs to settle in. Jordan and SUSANTO.
Well, of course, the two previous times that Indonesia have hosted the World Championships, 1980 they won 11 medals, 1989 6 medals. So, you know, they're under pressure to perform here on home soil once again.
And we often speak about the advantage of the spectators here, but that only kicks in later on in the tournament. When you can achieve things, when you're sort of defending in the first round, it's actually added pressure.
Yeah. Very good point. Oh, that's nice. Very, very good awareness from Debby SUSANTO.
10-5.
Yeah, good strength as well on that backhand. Get it over Robin Middleton's head. Good smash. I always thought Robin Middleton was one of the most underestimated players when he was part of the England squad in the men's doubles. Do you remember he used to play with Chris Adcock's older brother, Robert?
Yeah, I remember the names, but I never really had the opportunity to coach against them.
Yeah. He's a clever player, I can tell you. Oh, just a little loose, and it means that the number 11 seeds go to the mid-game interval with a 5-point advantage. Yeah, just too loose. It was a nice idea from Middleton. Played a drop shot there. So, 11-6 at the mid-game interval. Nova Widianto, their coach, of course, he's two-time world champion himself, Nova Widianto. Okay, Steen, the first of our quiz questions then. I've been promising you this. Given what you've just been talking about the need to specialise, there are 3 players in the history of the World Championships who have medalled in all 3 disciplines: singles, doubles and mixed doubles. There you go. I'm going to leave you time to think about that, but by the end of the match you've got to come up with an answer.
Okay.
And it's a cup of tea again on this.
But I don't drink tea.
Ah, okay, I'll buy you a soft drink.
Probably it won't be necessary. Okay, 3 players.
Singles, doubles and mixed doubles. Medals in each of the 3 disciplines. Extraordinary by today's standards, in that you've just explained why you have to specialise in perhaps just one discipline and not just doubles disciplines. Oh, that's well taken. Well taken indeed. Yeah. So dominant, so aware of where the shuttle is going to come. Debby SUSANTO.
Out. Service over. 7-13.
What do you think the Australian pair have got to do here, Steen? Because obviously they're trailing. I've just been singing the praises of Debby SUSANTO. Somehow try and get her away from the net, or is that a little dangerous given the end that they're playing, and they're playing with the wind?
It is dangerous because the obvious thing would be to flick serve if they have the serve, and you've got to be really careful because they're playing with the wind. So in some ways try to push it perhaps 5-10 centimeters further into the court to get her to make mistakes instead of controlling the rallies. And if that's not working, then try to get Praveen Jordan to move to the mid-court area on the sides, playing from below the tape, because they must have the attack. Robin Middleton, quite a tall guy, and he can get help in his attack playing this side here, because his smashes will be a little bit more powerful, reach the Indonesian side a little bit earlier, and thus bring them out of timing.
Well, there was the flick serve that you were talking about, but they weren't able to capitalise on it. Just not good enough with the flick serve a little high?
Yeah, perhaps the flick serve a little high, and also the play after the flick serve.
Yeah.
You've got to be really, really disciplined and really know what you're doing. It's sort of a toolbox you have when you want to get the female player away from the net. Be able to react to the opponent's possibilities. Is the female player trying to come forward immediately, or will she wait 1 or 2 shots at the back of the line? And you have to have different toolbox for each situation.
So just 3 points from this opening game. Seeded Indonesian pair. So a whole host of game point opportunities. Oh, yeah, well taken. Closing down that mid-court area. Well done, Middleton.
Play left. Jordan.
Oh, look at that.
Excellent play.
That is wonderful. Not only the technique to be able to play that cross-court shot, but also the awareness, the vision to see that's where the gap was. Because look, CHOO is coming forward to the net, really threatening to have the courage to guide that across court. It was absolutely magnificent. Look at that. Beautiful. So opening game, 21-9 in just 12 minutes. So Steen, I know that the Australian team have a fellow Dane as their coach. You know him quite well, I think.
Yeah, that's Lasse Bundgaard. He's been there for quite some years now. Settled in well in Melbourne.
So knowing him, what do you think he's possibly saying to the players?
He's possibly saying some of the things that we discussed earlier, that try to get it below the tape, try to control the rallies. I think from this side of the court here, be a little bit more patient in the attack and just Try to use angle instead of power until you're in a really, really good position. It's easy to say here that, hey, now you're playing up against the wind, so you can lift, but they can't,
20 seconds.
because if they lift, they will be targeted in the defense, and I don't think that Middleton and CHOO can withstand the Indonesian attack from especially Praveen Jordan.
Yeah.
There's some possibilities here, but because the flick serve is now a lot more into play than on the other side of the court, and also the pushes on the short services to the corners of Praveen Jordan, so he should cover both the mid-court area and the long corners.
1-love.
Very good service from Debby SUSANTO. Just dives below the tape, and it's so well placed that Leanne CHOO has to return it with a forehand shot, and it was a direct point.
Good
Service
judgment.
over. 1-2.
Only a second World Championships for Leanne CHOO.
Service over.
Yeah, I think she's a little nervous, isn't she, serving to Praveen Jordan. He's an intimidating fella.
We can't blame her.
No. Oh, well taken.
Yeah.
Good rally.
Best rally of the match.
Yeah.
Oi.
Oh, what a pity.
One.
And this is where it's not so nice to hear the audience cheer when you miss that one.
Yeah. I remember the fans here in Astoria Stadium laughing at me when I missed one. It was very disconcerting. Oh, well taken. Yeah, I think Praveen Jordan forgot that his opponent was a lefty.
Over. 2-4.
Oh, even that backhand clear's gone long. Real indication of just how much drift there is in this arena.
Yeah, but also that sometimes Praveen Jordan, he seems a little bit nonchalant to me.
Left.
So much badminton skill, or racket skill. Looks almost too easy for him sometimes.
Is that a focus problem, or do you think that, you know, sometimes he may get a little nervous and his way of dealing with it is to look over casual?
It could easily be that explanation that you're presenting here.
Yeah. Nice return of serve.
Oh, it's in.
Yeah.
So important that sort of get the feel for the court, especially on the side where you're playing with the wind. You're able to hit the area between the two, between the baseline and the double service line, and you get not only yourself a lot of confidence, but it's also discomforting for the opponents because they probably have trouble making the same shot.
It's well taken by the
Service
left-hander.
over.
Leanne CHOO.
4-6.
She's got 6 medals from the Oceania Championships, 4 of them gold. She really has been very good for considerable time. She's only 24 now in her region of the world.
Service over.
Well, that was called short. That must have been
7-4.
mightily close.
Four. 8-4.
And there's the problems that you were talking about, Steen, defensively
Yeah.
for the Australian pair.
Very often one of the big differences between the good pairs and the really good pairs, that's the defense. It's quite easy to practice the attacking shots. You can do that even by multi-feeding, but defense is a little bit harder to practice, and it takes a longer time as well to be really good at it.
Well, the previous rally,
Service over.
he
5.
took the shuttle early, as indeed he was trying to do there, Praveen Jordan, and he played a wonderful winner. Now, I know he made the error, but do you like the fact that the previous one was a push deep in court? That time he was taking it early, trying to block it to the net.
Yeah, because if it had gone over here, it might have been a winner as well, and then we would have praised him. So,
Yeah,
so
9.
we can't do the mistakes that a lot of other people often do. That it's so easy to praise the good shots and sort of criticize the ones that are mistakes. It's just that if you make too many mistakes, that's not too good.
yeah. Oh, again, indecision, it was going to go in. So you, with your coach's hat on,
Service over.
you look at a player, and as long as they're trying to play the right shot at the right time, as a player that you're trying to develop, it doesn't bother you that much that they may make a mistake because they're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. So I think from coach's perspective, it's really good to sort of have
11 interval.
not only result goals.
Yes.
You must also have goals that goes to the effort that you put into it and the way you're playing, and you have to be true to that. You can't say that, hey, let's go in and not have any result goals, and then suddenly you start evaluating by the result. So you have to be true to what you tell the players before they go on court.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, it's the same scoreline at the mid-game interval as we had in the opening game, a 5-point advantage to the number 11 seeds from Indonesia.
20 seconds.
Are you any nearer my little quiz? Shall I give you a little clue?
No, I'm half of my brain is working with that, and the other half is...
Well, my little clue is there's 2 females and 1 male. 3
I'm impressed with the male because I rule out that it's a European.
Praveen.
I think.
Praveen.
medaled in all 3 disciplines, singles, doubles and mixed doubles. Oh, I'm going to tease you a bit longer. I'm not going to give you any more clues.
No.
You're going to have to tell me by the end of the day, though. Let's concentrate on this lovely mixed doubles.
And just to finish up on that with the
development.
mistakes and the development. Yesterday, I was able to watch a match with Kirsty Gilmore, and she made quite a couple of mistakes, but she also makes a lot of winners. So players who makes a lot of winners, they should also be allowed to make more mistakes. Whereas if you don't make a lot of winners, you can't afford to make that many mistakes either.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that so many coaches are under pressure because federations, people around, the media, all of us, we judge you coaches and your ability on the results of your players. So you coaches feel under pressure, which I think is totally unfair. I love your philosophy and your attitude to let's look at developing the player as a whole, and the results, if you develop the player, will come as a byproduct of developing that player.
If we keep doing the right things, we must believe that we reach our goals. And that's why it's so important for the coaches to have support from their organization.
Yeah.
And perhaps we can take that up later on in this World Championship week. But a very good example of that is the Japan team, where Park Jabong has been able to work continuously for 10 years. That's really sort of the heat beds for development.
16.
Yeah.
6.
Well, this is 7 straight points now from 9-6. And it really does look all one-way traffic at the moment. Indonesians looking very impressive. Oh, overdone it.
Service over. 7-16.
No, it's too long.
Service over. 17-7.
Yeah, some way long. Goodness me. Yeah, Australians beginning to lose heart.
Service over.
They seem to take a bit of pace off that. That didn't seem to be full power to me. I wonder if that's why he made the error.
Or he was a little bit too far behind the shuttle. Actually, it stopped a little bit in the wind. That could also be the explanation.
Service over. 19.
So 2 points away from booking a place in the third round. Jordan and SUSANTO. Oh yes, she has looked good today, hasn't she? Very sharp.
She's improved a lot since coming into this combination with Praveen Jordan.
Nice way to save the first match point opportunity. From Middleton finds the net cord. Oh, another one well saved.
10-20.
Well, Indonesians can't relax yet. I know there's still a whole host of match point opportunities. Good flick serve. That's what you were talking about. Why didn't you do that earlier? Oh my goodness me. He's crashed into the net. He's missed a sitter.
Are you okay?
I think we'll have to get the net remeasured, won't we, after that? Crikey.
Hopefully nothing happened.
Didn't even find the green court there.
Hits some of the A-boards.
And that's landed in this time. So through to the third round, the number 11 seeds, Praveen Jordan and Debby SUSANTO. Very, very impressive performance today against the Australian pair of Robin Middleton and Leanne CHOO. Yeah, found the back line.
21-9, 21-12.
So into the last 16 of the World Championships. 21-9, 21-12 in 27 minutes of play. So the mixed doubles pair from Indonesia, Praveen Jordan and Debby SUSANTO, safely through, looking very impressive indeed. Next up, we have men's singles with Kieran Merrides of Scotland against Hans Christian Vikinghus, the number 14 seed from Denmark. Then, of course, we've got the defending champion, Carolina Marin, the number 1 seed, the left-hander, up against T. Jing Yi. And then another women's singles after that, Okuhara, who, of course, won the World Junior Championships in Chiba in Japan in 2012. She's up against Pontik Budranaprasut of Thailand. So those are our upcoming matches. As far as the men's singles is concerned, Kieran Merriles against Hans Christian Vikinghus. This is the fourth quarter of the draw. So right down at the bottom, Kieran Merriles unseeded against the number 14 seed, Hans Christian Vikinghus. Winner of this match will play against CHOO Sasaki, who, if you were with us earlier, you would have seen come through against Pochtorev of Ukraine. Well, you can see after Praveen Jordan did thunder into the net there, the tournament referee and our court attendants busily adjusting the net and making sure it's the right height. So I'm going to push him for at least one answer, Steen, on our here we go. Here's another section of the draw, and this is from the